Good morning, guys. It is another Friday vlog, and I haven't really felt like vlogging. I've kind of been in a really bad headspace since Monday, and just have a lot going on, and it's really, really difficult to kind of cope with. So then to put that out there on media where everyone can see it, it's extremely difficult. It's about 9 in the morning. I'm not awake yet, and I'm really tired already, so I will take you along today. I'm supposed to be going to Hanger Clinic, which is a really well-known orthopedic, basically like a bracing place. They also do things for people that have amputations, and they are very well known. They're very good at what they do. I attached some clips of the AFO fitting and where I went, so enjoy. A lot has been going on medically wise, but the last video I figured I would give you guys a laugh, raise some awareness, and definitely show that there are other things that go on in my life other than medical. Although medically declining patients or chronic illness people do not have the life that normal people have, we still are able to push through sometimes and enjoy ourselves, and the only difference is sometimes we get more tired, and it's not regrettable later, but it definitely affects us differently later. It's not something where we would go out and have fun and then we'd come home and not think twice about that, because unfortunately that's not the way chronic illnesses always work. So yeah, but to kind of just quickly go through medical, as it relates to my neck, I'm only going to be talking about a little bit right now because not everyone that's really close to me knows the specifics, so I'm not going to put that out there on social media and the web until I really am ready to. So please bear with me on that. I went to see the second opinion neurosurgeon / brain tumor type of guy that works at Penn on Monday of this week. Now, keep in mind that my neurosurgeon has not seen these 6 testing results yet. I don't see him until this coming Monday. So that's the 29th. He looked at the results, and unfortunately it was one of those things where we didn't think it could be any worse than what we had been told, and it is. So when he looked at them, he just had no words at first. He didn't really know how I was functioning as properly as I am. Definitely a lot of concerns in regards to what is going to happen. So this is one of those things where it is not in my hands. It's really in God's hands and whoever's looking over me and the medical team, and just knowing that I have to do this and hoping for the best. So he was not willing to even attempt any type of surgery because I am now having issues with the front of my spinal column pushing into my brain as well. So I am already a very difficult case. Chiari malformation is pretty common, but since I have the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and the Klippel-Feil and the spinal stenosis, it makes me at a much higher risk doing this type of procedure. In the best terms to put this, he felt like intubating me would be enough of a challenge because there are so many risks and how my head needs to be positioned. And since I'm going to be out for these type of surgeries, I am not in control of any of this. So it makes it more difficult because it's basically like I'm handing my body over to medical people and doctors, and although they're very intelligent and they know what they're doing, there's nothing I can do to help if something goes wrong. So I'm giving my body over to someone and hoping that it doesn't make me become unable to walk or talk or use my brain. So it's really, really scary right now. That alone is an issue. Then to have me flipped over and to be removing parts of my skull, they're kind of thinking that my brain may fall forward, and that is going to have complications with my airways. So of course you guys can kind of put two and two together. I'm not going to go into it right now because again, I have not told everyone the full details, but it's just not looking good right now. And the options that I'm being given are not great options, but there's nothing that can really be done that would be a very confident, full, trusting option at this point, because it is what it is. So unfortunately, that has been a really hard struggle for me this week, because when you think of your future, you don't see yourself ever declining this fast, or even at 24. I got my degree 2 years ago to teach. I have not been able to do that. I will never be able to do that. Or skating. Even skating is really, really tough for me because the Olympics are coming and I was supposed to be training for competitions, and it's just kind of like in the past 6 months or so, I've gone from a normal mountain view to like underwater. So to see your body deteriorating so quickly and so fast at 24 years old is scary. And I don't know if everyone can relate to that, but I know that people can relate to not knowing what's in the future and kind of losing some hope because there are so many things that are going wrong. But I have people that are supporting me right now. I am extremely blessed to have people that love me, and we are getting through it the best we can. I will keep you guys updated more so after next week. Again, this is one of those things where it's not going to be on Monday because it was hard enough to film this now. And I will let you all know officially what we decide to do, but that will be after I tell everyone else that is in my close group. So with that put aside for now, we have planned for me to go in to get the abrasion procedure done for my rib. We're having a lot of difficulty with picking up that med, and it's just very challenging right now. So that is kind of up in the air as to if I'm getting that next week. It's really just trying to cram all these doctors in before my neck issue. So we have a lot of stuff to think about, a lot of stuff to do. There's still a lot of doctors coming up. Yeah, there's just a lot going on, and it's extremely chaotic and upsetting and overwhelming. But that's about as much as I can give you relating to those two things. We are looking into ketamine, so I know some people were giving me options. I really do appreciate them, and I have talked to doctors about certain things. I was looked into getting AFOs. I was actually fitted for them today, as well as some bracing stuff because of the dislocations, which is totally different than my neck, but figured I'd throw it all out there at once. So that is about it right now. I am just mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. And And again, it's just something where I'm really having an issue coping, and that's when my mental health becomes an issue and a concern, and the last week has been a whirlwind. So now we're going back into symptom use and stuff with eating disorder, because that is really the only way the last 4 years that I've found that comforts me in coping. So I don't know if many people will relate to that. That's more of an eating disorder thing, and there are many, many, many opinions on that. And I'm not doing that because I don't want people to be bashing things in and getting into issues with that. So I'm not going into that one, but right now it's just a very difficult time. I really don't even have words to put in how I'm feeling, because there are none. It's too much right now. So I really do thank everyone who's giving me support, and this is more of a genuine, heartfelt video where it's not all medical. It is really just feeling blessed and knowing that with whatever I decide to do or whatever happens, I do have a support system. So I thank you guys, and I hope you continue to follow me on my fight